What's up, man?
Super Bowl. It's really all I care about at the end of the day.
Everybody feels pretty good heading into week one.
I feel like we've had kind of like a shift in culture.
Outsiders may not know, but the people inside know who we got, and that's why we got who we got.
Okay. Nice to know.
I like it because I don't have school now, so.
I want to be the best player on the field. I plan to lead the league in sacks.
With no love for the Browns, I'm rooting for 0-16 seasons every season.
We got to go prove it.
Joe moves pretty well. Can he get away from you if he needs to?
No.
I always wanted to jump into the dog pound. I never did that, but I always wanted to, so I mean, Cleveland not that.
Is that on the table?
No, I wouldn't do it. I heard they stab people in there.
Have fun in that muni lot, then I'll see you guys in the stadium. Give yourself plenty of time, because we're going to need them.
We are back! 2025 NFL season is here. Huntington Bank Field, the scene today. And the Battle of Ohio resumes. The Bengals paying a visit to take on the Browns. Football's back. You bet. The tailgate is back, and we join you today live from the Aviator. We are out here by the airport. It is a fantastic facility. Come on by, say hi. We're here for an hour. Gentlemen, Happy New Year. Josh Cribbs, Eric Metcalf, good to have you guys back.
Good to be back. It's
be
about
here.
that time. Football's
Football
here.
season, yeah.
We have gone through 6 weeks of training camp after an exhaustive offseason of talk. Then it's 6 weeks of talk, watching fake games that do not count. We finally get one today. It is good to have this day finally here, isn't it?
It is, and especially AFC North football. You know, this game matters. You know, unlike, playing a non-conference opponent, when you look at today's game, you look at starting fast. You look at, starting fast in the AFC North, not just starting fast on offense or, defense and, putting up good plays, but this game matters. And guess what? Next week does as well.
It really does, and we've been waiting. We've been watching college football for the past couple of weeks, but it's still not the NFL. Right. It's something that we've all been waiting for this week. Like you said, you get a division opponent, and at this point in the season, everybody in this league believes that they're winning the Super Bowl. And so we don't know what's going to happen. We expect the best teams to come out there and show what they have today.
That's what you call hopium. Hopium is a whale of a drug. And all Browns fans on hopium right now, hoping that maybe Joe Flacco kind of rekindles what he had a couple of years ago. They called this a competition. This was a no-brainer. It had to be this guy from the jump.
It did, and I told these guys in March when we were on the cruise that Joe Flacco would be the starter because he had just signed right before the draft and everything. He will be the starter this year because he knows he's familiar with Stefanski's offense. He's familiar with some of the players, the O-line, and how they will be making calls against certain defenses. So I knew he was the guy that can go in there and lead this team. Now, if things go bad, then they might change. But right now, as far as leading this team and trying to win right now, he's the best option.
Yeah, he's the best option when you just look at it just like that. Starting week one, not seeing so much of the rookie class. Not having Kenny Pickett, which they heralded so much in the offseason, like he was going to be their guy. And I just wanted to throw up all my football knowledge, like, what are we doing here?
It never made any sense.
Yes, it just didn't, it didn't sit well with my soul, to know that week one we would be going out there with Kenny Pickett as our starter, So I believe as well, as Metcalf said, he is our safe choice, Flacco. And then the rookies who played well, who did enough to show that they're football ready, both of them, Dillon and Sanders, will be in the in the next wings to come.
Joe Burrow for the Bengals, his record against Cleveland, not good. However, he did win both games last year in this rivalry. But I know the easy answer is, well, the Browns have Myles Garrett. Browns have Myles Garrett against a lot of good quarterbacks and have not had the success they've had against Joe Burrow with Garrett there. Why is he had so many problems with his team?
We match up well against the Bengals, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. You want to look at the Bengals team, and you want to say, Joe Burrow, he's going to throw for this much. He's going to have so many fantasy yards. You got Jamar Chase, and you got these guys that – no, but we match up well for them pound for pound offensively. Our defensive line with their offensive line and our good cornerbacks. You got to understand the strength of our team is our defense. We have a good, powerful defense, and if they play up to their ability, Schwartz and the boys, led by Denzel Warden on that corner, always checking Jamar Chase, And usually what happens during the week is, there's some trash talking. There's some things that occur. Last year it was Jamar Chase talking about, he plays twice a year. He doesn't know that we have the L's, and that was, he don't, and that's the thing, and that, geared us up for that game. But we match up well against the Bengals. I've always said it, pound for pound. Our defense versus their offense, our offense versus their defense, we match up well.
Yeah, a lot of people don't really understand. It's just like boxing. Styles make fights. And our style of defense gives them problems with the offense that they run, regardless of if it's Joe Burrow or Kenny Anderson. Yeah. It's just how it is right now. It's just the way Schwartz is calling his defense against that offense gives them problems. That has been a problem for them the last few years.
We are like 4 minutes into the show. We've got a Kenny Anderson reference. Pride of Augustana. That's an outstanding pullback from yesteryear. Absolutely. We are off and running at the Aviator, and the NFL season is off and running in less than a couple hours. Browns, Bengals coming up at 1. We got much to discuss. Tailgate. Stick around.
Every hurdle we've given him, he's jumped. He hasn't batted an eye. He has great instincts. He has great eyes for the football. His play and his communication and those kind of things are going to be what sort of creates his leadership on the field.
Now, Bench Strength, sponsored by Wayside Furniture.
All right, Bench Strength. We're going to go with Carson Schwessinger here for the first show on this segment. You might say, whoa, he's not a bench guy. He's a starter. He is a starter because he's had to come off the bench because they lost 2/3 of their linebacker room. So for right now, he is coming off the bench to be a starter for them, and if he stays healthy, he'll play there all year. They love this kid.
Yeah, and all he has to do is just show up, right? Continue to do the things that got you drafted high, right? When we took him in the draft, I know a lot of people were like, oh, man, okay, I think he's good, and had to look him up. well, this is his opportunity to say, this is why you guys drafted me. This is why Cleveland got me in a game like this, you know, especially in the shadows of a missing JOK. So they drafted him in hopes, in knowing that maybe JOK wouldn't be available for them, and for him to fill some big shoes. And I hope today is his opportunity to show just why he is in a Browns uniform.
Yeah, when he was drafted, I was one of those guys who's kind of leery of this pick because I hadn't seen him really play. Obviously, they did their due diligence in scouting him in the Big Ten at UCLA and everything. But what we saw in the preseason and what we have seen is that he can be a guy like JOK. He runs around, he flies around, he makes plays, and that's what we need in this defense. That's the kind of linebacker that Schwartz needs. He needs somebody who can get to the ball from anywhere and cover as well. So he's shown that he can do a good job of that, and I'm looking forward to watching him throughout the year.
One interesting thing, and I don't mean to switch the topic, when we're talking about bench strength, you know, that running back room, you know, and I looked up on that list that was on the board, and Chubb is gone. Yeah. And, you know, for Flacco to have success, you know, the running game has to show up today. He has to be able to turn and hand the ball off and keep the game and keep the everything on track. To get all track, to just heavily rely on Flacco, you know, would be a misstep in his offense. So I know they're going to try to do a good job at starting to run early because they work in tandem. We can't keep Schlesinger and the boys on the field too long today.
It kind of feels like whoever the Browns are running out there right now, until they get things with Judkins settled, whoever their starting running back would be a backup on another team.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
That's probably true, but I think right now, with all the guys coming back on the front line, you can put a guy out there. If they're able to stay healthy and do their job, I think these guys can go out there and be road graders and move people around and get the running game like it was when Nick Chubb was here. Obviously, it's not Nick Chubb, but you have some guys who can go out there and make plays. And so I think that's what we're looking for in this attack.
Ford is a veteran in stepping in.
Yeah.
So he's a veteran and a proven guy to step in for another guy. And he's played okay. He's been okay. And he's done his job. He's not a big-time starter. He's just not the big name that you want. But he has proven himself to, when he's called on, to make the run game worthwhile.
They seem to like where he was going last year. They thought he was improving. They like him a lot. We'll see what happens. I think we all feel like it's Judkins' job. If you hadn't heard, he did sign. He's got to meet with the NFL. We might cross that bridge a little bit later in the show. He'll be the guy at some point. Who's the guy for now? I'm not sure. We will see. By the way, you might be a little surprised who is still salty when it comes to the Browns.
Am I going to let Cleveland off the hook and just like let it go? Or am I going to sit here with hate and animosity in my heart for the rest of my life? And I finally sit here today and I'm like, it, I think I'm going to be pissed at them and hate them forever. So it is what no love for the Browns. I'm rooting for 0-16 seasons every season.
I blew the opportunity. Yeah. I wasn't prepared. I was high. I was drinking. Yeah. I was on drugs when I was playing.
It's crazy.
I didn't know my plays. I hated Cleveland.
You
were the problem.
I didn't watch film. I didn't do anything. I wasn't a pro.
What did he want the fans to do? Say, you know what? You just had a problem. Go ahead on your merry way. Like, no, bro. You
like
messed
usually,
up.
Well, by the time they've reached that age, guys are a little smarter. He seems to have gotten dumber.
Or more high.
That's why I say for him to. That's a contradiction. When you have a epiphany like.
Oh.
Well,
got it.
Thank you for that.
I'm done. I'm done.
Glad he said that.
I have nothing else to
Wow.
There's no telling what might come out of my mouth.
I was about to go into something like...
Josh is just going to sip his coffee.
Now, since we're off the cameras, another thing that I've learned... Another thing.
Oh, my God.
Oh, producer Chris with the big assist.
Hey, thank you.
He in there like, it's going to get a little touchy.
And he felt it coming.
Yeah, he felt it. been in this game long enough to know someone is about to ruin their career. Someone is about to be ousted.
Who would the money be put on of the three of us? I'm going to go with myself, to be honest.
I would have assisted you. Like,
Got it. All right, guys, here's where we're going on this one. Injury report. It'll be Emerson and JOK. And then we're going to do blind resumes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just gonna be out for the year.
Hold
guys,
up, we still talking about.
Okay.
We're still talking the boy, Johnny, right?
No.
We're done with him.
Oh, that was just
to get us out. Yeah.
Oh man.
But
yeah, my goal is not to fill any void. As a player, I think I have the ability of any cornerback in the league. So my job is not to fill a void. My job is just to go out there and help my team win. So I'm back to my natural position. I'm super excited to do that. And that's what I was put on this earth to do, is play outside corner. So I'm super excited.
The Injury Report, sponsored by the man that makes them pay, Tim Misney.
all right, it's week 1, so fortunately the injuries are not too bad. But there is a guy out there, two guys out for the year on the defense that made a lot of noise. One, it happened with Emerson, who went down in training camp. JOK, of course, even before that. And for a part of the team that was supposed to be a strength, the defense, those are two pretty big guys to miss, especially JOK.
Yeah, and Swartz has his work cut out for him. I tell you what, these guys played in preseason a little more than I thought they were, and they look good, especially the new guys up front. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the defensive front handles the Bengals in this game. I'm looking forward to the defense, to seeing if they're capable of filling the holes that they've lost. You heard from Greg Newsome. I had a chance to speak to him directly. This is his moment. This is his time. This is his year. Everything happens for a reason. I don't want to mention, how Bledsoe got injured and then, Brady went in, but this is his moment. And sometimes guys get opportunities from injury, and he said it himself, he's back in his true position. So that's one guy that I'm looking at, if they have a good – because T. Higgins is on that other side. You got Chase on one side, and you got T. Higgins. So when people say, who's going to stop T. Higgins, we have a defense that plays together as a team. No longer the trio, in that defensive secondary, but I'm sure it's Swartz's opportunity to make sure those guys come to play.
Yeah, when you're talking about Newsome, I like that he said that he's back to his natural position, because that's where he feels more comfortable. He can go out there and not have to think about playing, just react. And so when I look at him as far as filling in for Martin Emerson, it's like he's going there, but that's where he played before. It's the third guy, the corner, that we have to worry about, because that was Newsome's spot now. So we have to worry about the third guy. So that's where the injury, we think about that injury as far as the cornerback position. When you're talking about JOK, I feel like we have Schlesinger, a guy who can fill in there.
All right, we transition to one of my favorite segments of the program. Producer Chris does a great job with blind resumes. We're going to pop 2 resumes up. It is not guess the player. It is pick which guy you would rather have. Last 3 years. Quarterback 1, quarterback 2, just by the numbers.
I know, Chris, so I'm going to go with the one with the 54 touchdowns. Less INTs.
I want quarterback 2.
14 and 21. Ooh,
it's a coin flip for me.
Tough,
but I'll go quarterback 2.
Yeah, you go with the best statistically. Yeah, but I'm gonna go for something tells me QB 1.
All right, let's drum roll, please. Ding!
I told you.
Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson?
In their prime.
I want quarterback 1.
Yeah, see?
I want quarterback 1 now.
I still might want 2.
I know, Chris.
I want quarterback 1.
Yeah, I told you. Yeah, but right now, if we're talking right now,
yeah, right now,
I take quarterback 2. I'm not sold on Aaron Rodgers right now.
I'm not either.
I'm not, but in his situation, I will take Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh over Russell in New York.
Yeah, and we'll have a little bit of time to talk Steelers coming up a little bit later in the show.
Out.
Because
I don't want either one of them.
Show me quarterback C.
Yes. Shuffle the
Door
deck
number
again.
3. All right, as we go to break, here's something to look at from our friends at the OBR. Does Joe Flacco have enough help on the offense? Stuff to discuss like that and plenty more. Stick around. The tailgate rolls on 19.
He plays well.
All right, so this
That's
block,
the thing, but-
Pigskin poll, it's going to be basically how many games should Flacco start. We'll do that one. And then we will do how many games will the Browns win, or when,
When
I'm
they
sorry.
get their first win.
When do they get their first win? Not how many will it. When do they get their first win?
I'm going to say today.
Yeah.
Just to mess with you.
I'll shank you, man.
Well,
it is possible.
Hey,
Listen,
don't threaten
we
this
lost
man.
Jamar
Bengals lost
Chase
to the
said that would happen.
Patriots.
Jamar Chase said that could happen.
Yeah. I mean, the Bengals lost to the Patriots last year. They had no business losing that game.
Again, it's a matchup for me. We keep saying it. Like, the Browns just play them well.
What's that, Chris? Yes, they tried to shake it up this year and do things different in the preseason. Whether or not that worked, we'll find out.
I got their running back in one of my leagues.
Chase Brown?
Yeah.
He's primed for a big year. They're gonna let that dog eat.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's like I'm biased. I'm so biased. I want to take him out of the lineup today. I'm just because I don't want to be rooting for him. Like y'all can lose, but make sure he does really good on the ground.
Right.
I don't really want that. Like
this is how I've learned to deal with that. What you root for doesn't matter. So just watch.
Just watch.
It's not like if you're rooting for the guy, it actually hurts the
Just
brand.
accept it. That's basically.
Chances are, if he's having a good game, it's not good for the Browns.
You're going to get something either way. Either the Browns are going to do well, or
You right.
But
Take him out of my lineup.
But if
That's
he's
all I
running
hear.
the ball well, chances are the Browns aren't playing well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
I'm gonna take him out.
'Cause then they can do whatever they want to do.
Stupid for me to take him out. On principle. On principle, I have to relieve him of his duties for today, even though he's supposed to get 17 points.
All right.
Fantasy points. Let me see what I got. Ooh. Can't put Jones in for him.
I don't think I've ever given it too much thought about whether I could play at a certain age or not. It's just I still feel like I can play, and I don't even look at it as I still feel like I can. This is what I do. I play football.
Now the Pigskin Poll, sponsored by your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers.
Joe Flacco, this is what I do. I play football. How many games should Joe Flacco start? That's the Hyundai Pigskin Poll of the week. Gentlemen, what say you?
I'm biased, so I'm going to say all of them. If he's playing all of these games, that means the offensive line is holding up. The running back by committee is successful, and we're looking pretty good, as far as our standing in the league. If he has to come out, not so much. So I'll say all of them, just because I'm so biased with my dogs.
That means they're playing very well,
Yes.
obviously, right? So I'm one of those guys, like I've looked at the first 6 games, which is a rough part of the schedule for the Browns. If they're ahead of the curve, they're 4-2, if they're 3-3, I think he should keep playing. If they're 2-4, 1-5, or 0-6, then I think you give us one of the young guys another shot.
But does it matter how they, if they should fall, how they play on offense? And I believe that if it's the defense or special team, something out of his hands, but you like what you see out of Flacco, but the record doesn't reflect, do you still keep him at the helm?
It all depends, because I'm like one of those guys, like if we're 4-2, but he's not playing well, do you take him out? I would say no.
Let me ask
right?
you guys this as players, because sometimes it's the coach making the decision because he has veteran players, and I don't want to say go as far as he doesn't want to lose them, but he wants those players to know, hey, my coach and our organization is still in this for us to win, versus turning it over to one of the kids where they're like, here we go. You know what I mean? You don't
exactly.
Right.
And to your fan base, it may seem like you've given up on the season. You know, and the coach will stand up there in the podium and say, no, we believe in this guy. When in actuality, they're saying, okay, we got to see what we have in these guys. Our season may be lost. But again, how soon do you make that call if that's the case? Because early on, it doesn't matter how you start; it matters how you finish. The Bengals will tell you that they don't play well all to start their seasons, but they rally towards the end. So I'm afraid of them putting the younger guys in and sending a message to the fan base saying we're done.
All right. So speaking of what you guys were talking about, when will they get their? And here's the results, by the way. 5 or less, say the faithful. I'm at 6 or 10. I would rather them start all of them.
I'm in that 2%, man.
I'm about the record. It all depends how it goes.
Nah, man, you can't be about the record. You gotta vote.
Bold predictions here, man. Let's go.
I'm in the 2%. I'm in the 2%, man. We had a chance to make it to the NFL, so we do the impossible.
Do the impossible. All right, you tied it to wins, which is that's the actual answer. If they're playing well, he's going to keep playing. How long does it take him to get their first win in 2025?
A couple hours.
Yeah.
A couple hours for you Bengals fans.
You see how we both look out? What time is it?
Once again, it
goes around 4 o'clock.
Right. I think it goes back to styles. Styles make fights, and this is the style that is hard for the Bengals to solve, right? And so I think if everyone's out there and Swartz calls a good game, the Browns have an opportunity. It's a matter of what the offense can do to try to keep up with their offense.
And not just that. For me, I go to a higher level of, Coach Kevin Stefanski. He is kind of in his momentum now. I think this is his year of being solid as a head coach and solidifying himself in the fact that he's been through the roller coaster. This is supposed to be an up year for this team. 2-time Coach of the Year recipient. I think he has a handle on this team and will do well coaching them, calling plays, and finding wins out of nowhere.
All right, straight ahead, we're going around the AFC. You guys had mentioned Rodgers and the Steelers. We'll get into that. If you're going to compete in this division, you got to keep an eye on what's going on with those guys and the other teams in this division. Stick around. Tailgate continues right after this.
Leave him in.
Right, because we're winning.
Because you're winning.
Take a guy out winning.
Right.
Unless he keeps almost about to lose every single one.
But that's okay because he's the leader. He's the leader, and he's a veteran.
Right.
And you might think you want a spark, but a spark could
right.
Could blow you up.
Hope he got all that out of his system last playoff game.
Yes, it is.
Ravens Bills tonight?
Bills.
Okay. Yeah, that'll
be
the
late game.
Goodness, yeah.
that's
a pretty good late game.
Right.
It's a good closer tonight.
Right.
What time they play? 8, right?
Yeah. Because then you get who tomorrow? Chicago, Minnesota.
I
think it's Chicago, Minnesota. Is that about right?
I think. Are they doing 2 tomorrow? Sometimes they do the Monday night doubleheader.
I think only 1.
But I don't know. Just one.
Yeah, sometimes they have, man.
Okay.
I think Aaron Rodgers could be irrelevant by Thanksgiving.
Irrelevant?
Wow.
By Thanksgiving?
Whoa, yeah. a non-playoff team, a 42-year-old quarterback who's a legend that's going off into the sunset.
Around the AFC, sponsored by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Irrelevant is where he is predicting Rodgers and the Steelers to be as we go around the AFC, and it is that Steelers-Jets game that we are focusing on here first. Rodgers against the Jets, also Fields against the team he played with last year. How do you see that one shaking out?
I see the Steelers winning the game. I mean, they have the better team overall, man for man, on their rosters, and probably the better coach. So and Aaron Rodgers is irrelevant. I don't see him as irrelevant. Of course, he's not the Aaron Rodgers that he once was, but we've seen that in that Pittsburgh Steelers offense, a guy can just show up and they're still going to win games. They've been successful no matter who is at the helm. And so I think we get Aaron Rodgers back there, a leader. They still play the same football, and they beat the Jets.
I don't see it. He's throwing the ball, but I just see teams just sending guys after him, blitzing a guy like him. And the Steelers having no answer for that. And him, being irrelevant. And because the Steelers will be irrelevant come Thanksgiving and won't be in a playoff picture. I struggle with that just because of Tomlin and what he's been able to produce out of nothing. But as it relates to Aaron Rodgers, I think the team will will be carrying him as opposed to the other way around.
Right. I agree with that.
I mean, he's the oldest quarterback. Joe Flacco is not the oldest quarterback in the division.
Right.
Because of Aaron Rodgers, who has been a shell of what he used to be with Green Bay. There's also a big one tonight. Baltimore, Buffalo.
Yeah.
In Buffalo. Woo. It's a rematch of last year, in the playoff games, and where the Ravens failed when we all thought they were going to win that game, but it's the playoffs and they haven't had success there. And so it's one of these games where I think it means more to the Ravens to come in and win this game in Buffalo against the team that beat them in the playoffs last year. And I think it's about them trying to prove something against the Bills. And with that all said, I think the Bills still win this game.
This is going to be a good game for TV as well. Everybody's going to be watching. These are two premier teams, like Matt said. You see these guys at the end of the year competing for AFC Championship. So they're that caliber of team. And when you talk about the Ravens, you want to see if Lamar can kind of get over that hump and have a Super Bowl run, but he has to go through these elite quarterbacks in our
actually,
league.
Both of them have to get over the hump.
Both of them, right.
The last two MVPs have to get over the hump.
I give Lamar and the Ravens a decent chance tonight. You know why? Because the calendar says September.
Regular season.
Right.
Regular
so
season.
The pressure is not there.
It's just not there.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, I get it.
It's going to be a good game.
It's early.
It's going to be a good game.
It'll be fun, and those will be two of the MVP candidates as long as they're healthy. It'll be Lamar, it'll be Josh Allen, it'll be Burrow.
The usual suspects.
It'll be usual suspects.
Yeah.
If Myles Garrett's in that conversation, we have watched a whale of a football season here in Cleveland.
I mean, what more does he have to do? He blocked a field goal last year, for Christ's sake.
Hey, we just got to win. I don't care
just
how we
win.
do it.
I love it.
Just win.
That's
I don't care if we throw
just
for 300 yards or we run for 200 yards. Let's win.
It would be the fans would absolutely love it, and it
how
would be an
you feel
explosive.
about that?
Yeah, how would you feel
about
I mean,
that?
listen, I wouldn't be all that surprised. I've seen the Bengals do dumber things in Week 1 just last year against New England. All right, we are not done. When we come back, Tyson Bagent emotional when he got that first big payday. Can't wait to talk to you guys about this one. Stick around.
He's like, yeah.
Next year, late.
Oh, my goodness.
See how they keep winning these games.
We're going to get the inactives here in a minute. So we got, remember Tyson Bagent? Hold on. I'm hearing you now. It's harder when we're in the air. I can't always discern what you're saying. I felt like you were trying to get me some. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Not well. Okay.
Should do her.
So,
okay.
all right, when we come out, we're going to start with All right, we're going to do Tyson Bagent. He's the Bears' backup quarterback. He got like 2 years, $10 million. He's like literally weeping because he's never had any money. His family never had money. So I'm just going to ask you guys, what was it like when you got your first big paycheck? That moment of, oh my gosh. And then we'll do inactives, obviously reacting to Shedeur. Are they, do I have an email? Here we go. Is this it? Sanders, Mike Hall, Zinter, Leviston, and Larvadane.
Well, I was at the University of Texas when I got my first big check. I'm just kidding.
You totally need to tell that story. Let me tell you about this $1,000 handshake.
I had an opportunity to go to this college or this college, and the University of Texas, I mean, they really came through out of high school.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Dude.
Swayed my decision totally.
I knew a guy
I've never seen so many zeros.
He was working down there in the 80s, and he covered the Eric Dickerson recruitment.
Right.
The stories he has of, like, the meme of, like, the shack with a Lamborghini in it.
Yes.
I think it was like a Trans Am. It wasn't even from SMU. He still kept it. He didn't even go to that school.
Right.
He just kept it.
Because he got it from A&M.
He's getting all these cars. I think it was A&M,
It's from
actually.
A&M.
You probably know this story.
It's from A&M. But he won't say it was from He said that never happened.
Of course he will. He's smart enough.
This has never happened.
He's got all, but
no
I mean,
one's ever
now
got
these
paid.
days, but there's.
Now the Quick Picks, sponsored by your local Kia dealers.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people don't know this, but my dad is he's my right-hand man, and he didn't even have running water until he was in high school. So there's definitely a lot of things and people that I think I could certainly help with this gift I've been blessed with. But yeah, just little things like that. Like, I don't really know anybody back at home with any money, so. Yeah, it feels good. I mean, it's certainly a weight off my shoulders and my family's shoulders, and yeah, it definitely means a lot.
Tyson Bagent's backup quarterback for the Chicago Bears. He's one of these undrafted types that fought his way through, got a good contract extension. He's been in the league a couple of years, but this is the first real contract he's got. And this is where sometimes you forget these dudes are real people, because the fans, right? Everyone thinks of you guys as just these $1 million athletes. Not everyone's $1 million athlete until they are. What do you guys remember about the first actual big payday you got, where it's like, oh my gosh, my life changed?
What would I in my mind, I kind of felt like I was going to go to the NFL and my whole life and be drafted. And so when I got drafted, my first thought was, I'm not buying myself anything. I'm going to buy my mom a new house. And so that's what I did. Because, your mom's, both your parents are always there supporting you, and they've always been behind me. And so for me to show her that love and buy her a new house and give her what she wanted made me feel good.
For me, I didn't get a big payday at all until,
that extension.
Right, that extension. But before that was solidifying myself on the team within the first season and getting, I think it was like $2 million or something like that. And then I realized how much they take in taxes. And I was like, wow, I should have asked for more money.
Let me tell you about FICA.
I'm like, oh, okay, so they do that and this. Oh, okay, so it's half. Oh, okay, I should have.
I don't have no money. I don't have any money.
Yeah, I don't have as much as I thought. If not for Holmgren.
And Tailgate turns into a political show.
If not for Holmgren a few years later, I would be a sad puppy for my career.
The honesty is tremendous there, by the way. And yes, suddenly you're in a whole different bracket. You're like, wait a minute, I didn't know.
Yes.
Hey, the inactives are out, and I don't know if there's any real surprises. Shedeur Sanders is inactive. Your third quarterback is basically always going to be inactive these days because he's the emergency. But what's your guys' take here? You have anything? Sanders,
that looks about right. I mean, when like you said, when you talk about Shedeur, he's an emergency quarterback, and he's listed on the depth chart as 3, so he doesn't have to be active. Just everything has to.
Right, and he's going to still dress.
Right,
and be prepared.
People would have to get hurt for him to go in, and you don't want that to happen right now. So, we just hopefully that Flacco can go out there and play good football, and we won't need him anyway.
The news will be the week we pop the inactives, and his name is not on it.
Yeah,
Right.
that would be a tell. That would be very telling, because maybe when he's not inactive, you probably see a Dylan Gabriel. You'll probably see everybody shift one, up a little bit. Maybe Flacco has a bruised elbow.
Right.
So it's back to the record.
All right. When we come back, Denzel Ward versus Jamar Chase, and also this, what to watch today from our friends at the OBR. Starting Hickman down Emerson. Can the Browns stop Chase and Higgins, those defensive backs? We'll get into it next. Stick around.
Huh? Oh, that sound for two. I was like, they took 800. Wow. This isn't fair.
You're calling HR. Hey, there's a mistake with the check.
I almost went back to the table like, nah, I know I agreed to this and signed already.
It's short of me. Something's not right.
I should have asked
there
for
another
under
check
the
coming?
table.
Where's the rest?
I should have said
Washington. It's in Washington.
2 under the table. I'm like, what? Yeah, under the table. A briefcase.
See, you out there like Kawhi Leonard.
Man.
Surely there's a tractor sponsorship we can get you fixed up with. What was it? It wasn't trucks. It was tractor, lawnmowers, some tree
growing.
Tree building.
Tree building.
That ended up being the worst contract I ever signed. It was the worst. I had the worst agent at that time. The worst agent. Me and Antonio Gates had the same agent.
Hey, you know he has nothing to do with the taxes.
Yeah, I know. But he the one that like, yeah, man, yeah. Wouldn't wear. I was like, yeah, I scored another touchdown. He's like, what? For real? Oh, okay. Usually agents know everything.
Yeah, right.
They're like, man, good game before you came.
Right.
But this one, I was like, you don't even watch me play. You don't care, huh? I got rid of him so fast. Man. Like, yeah, man, I'm doing pretty good, man. I think I'm on my way. Like, for real? Oh, okay. But shoot, man, keep playing good, man. Make sure that check come on. Yeah.
Keep plugging away.
Yeah, keep plugging. I'm like, bro. Like, how did you allow me to sign this, man? 2 million, 6 years. All the guys used to make fun of me, like, yeah, man, the Browns signed Cribs to an indentured service agreement. Like he'll get out.
Washing dishes after the game.
Yeah, they was like, he'll get out sometime.
Now, the delivery of the game, sponsored by Jets Pizza. Jets, better because it has to be.
Target me a lot, so go send Joe Burrow some text, tell him throw at me.
This is the first time I've ever heard him say anything like that. I've been here for 5 years now. The first time him ever talking to me in the game was last year, and I turned around and said, "What the hell?" So yeah, I don't never hear him say nothing.
This cracks me up because Denzel is one of the top corners in the league.
And
apparently
he never
talks.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's a man of few words. But, you know, I wouldn't say – I think everything is always sometimes taken out of context. But I wouldn't say he's feeling himself. He's feeling good about the game. I remember interviewing him and asking him a question about, the playoff game and playing against C.J. Stroud. And he was like, yeah, he didn't throw at me. None today, in that playoff game. He didn't get, a single pass thrown his way. He's like, man, I want that. I want quarterbacks to throw at me so I can feel like I had something to do with the game as well. And that's what I was listening to. He wants the competition. He wants to be able to prove himself and to be elite and to show people that. And he can't, you really don't see it if the ball isn't thrown his way and he doesn't get an interception or a pass. However, when they don't throw at you, it's for a reason as well, too.
Because you're elite.
Because you're
and
elite.
So that's what he gets it, but he doesn't get it because he wants, like you said, he wants to be a part of the game and go out there and make plays. And fortunately for him, if he's over Jamar Chase, he's going to be a part of the game because there's no way they're not going to throw Jamar Chase the ball regardless of who's
They do
covering
all
him.
the time.
That's
Right.
right. So Denzel has this opportunity to play against one of the best receivers in the league and make plays against him, and hopefully it works out.
I thought it was funny, Jamar Chase's response, because you know, Denzel doesn't talk a lot, you know, and they clipped that really well to correspond with this game.
And he's locked in.
Yeah, he's locked in.
All right, so most expensive offenses, Bengals right there. Philly, I don't know how they're doing this. They just pay everybody, and it's not a problem at all. But anyway, speaking of cash, the follow the money segment, dead cap hits. The Browns have quite a few. I was surprised to learn Amari Cooper is still taking up a large part of it. This goes back to something that comes up every once in a while. Give the Haslams credit. They are not afraid to set cash on fire.
Oh, wow. And, you know, you can look at this, and that's how it is in the NFL. If you don't want a guy, if you move on from a guy, it's like that. More so in coaching, though. You know, when you let go of a coach, their contracts are guaranteed. But that, you know, a lot of players these days are getting that guaranteed money no matter what.
But what we found out is that a lot of teams are doing a better job of managing their money in their accounts. So like Philly, they have all their guys. They're winning Super Bowl. So it's making a difference in how they're spending money and able to keep that money within the franchise.
Maybe that's why he chose to retire, because he's still getting paid. And he doesn't have to work for that money. He's getting $22 million cap hit.
Or maybe he doesn't want to get hit. It hurts.
That too.
It hurts.
But usually, I remember towards the end of my career, you had to go until the wheels fall off because you still keep that money going on. You're not making any, you know, usually the type of money you make in the NFL anywhere else. So
the name that wasn't on there, of course, is Deshaun Watson. You got to feel like next year, I do, tell me if you guys think I'm nuts, but I feel like next year is the year they finally are able to move on from him, and it's going to be an absolutely enormous hit. But will you guys be surprised if Watson's not on that list next year?
I don't think I would be surprised. And let me say this: if he's no longer going to play in our uniform, right? I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't happen sooner. If the decision is made already, regardless if he's healthy or not, and these are the guys, I wouldn't be surprised if they go to the room in the meeting room and they say, "Hey, we're just going to eat this." And it's a lot, and it's going to hurt. But I think they're already going to do it anyway. Mm-hmm. So why wait? He's not going to play now, and they still owe him. Why not now?
It comes down to I think once you get past a post-June 1st cut of next year, it's like somewhere between 60 and 70 million, which is enormous, but way more palatable than the over 100 it would be now.
I think it ends up being similar to a Russell Wilson thing in Denver.
He's still going to make it this year.
Still going to make his money, but they do what they have to do to get rid of him and let everybody know we're moving in another direction.
I mean, you've seen the treadmill videos he's put on. He is making that paper. We are not done yet. Things to discuss about the Aviator. They're going to bring out some chow. It's fantastic. The latest from Nick Chubb and more. Stick around. Tailgate continues on 19.
Follow the money. Sponsored by Cardinal Credit Union.
He gets released, and so they have to wait till after a certain date,
and then it'll be less. Yeah,
yes,
okay.
and then it's less. Yeah, and not much less, but it's less.
It is less. But
excuse me. Oh, crap!
Oh my goodness! All right, so yes, I am.
For which
Chris.
one of us? Because we're about.
Got you. Got me.
For what?
Okay.
I like it all. I thought that was my plate. I was about to be like, this is.
Let's do Judkins.
That's mine.
Wow. Okay, let's do Judkins.
That's right in my alley.
Have it right there.
well then have it right there.
Let me give you a little more space.
Let me make some space.
It was made with love.
I see, and I'm gonna love every bit of it.
We're gonna make some space.
I'm gonna love every bit of it.
Ultimate bloody.
He said right here first. No, I'm just playing.
And then afterwards, I don't know if you guys have to leave immediately. You're more than welcome to help yourselves.
Okay, thank you.
I need a bib.
So, I'm not a Bloody Mary guy at all, so I'm going to come to you for Eric Metcalf analysis.
I'm a Bloody Mary guy. It's got some fixings. That's a whole meal.
Hey, you put a straw in there and just eat, sip.
I need a fork, knife, and a straw.
1 minute. Maple pecan old fashioned. I'm on the air, or else I would
have set this over there in front of yours. Excuse me.
Oh, you're good. My bad.
This is crazy.
Dad, I love that. He loves Bloody Marys.
Where are you guys? Let's. Give me that again. He's got food. All right, Mike, I'm just going to take it for a walk. Follow me, okay?
Chicken and waffles.
We have 6 minutes total in this block, so we're going to do the food. We're going to talk about Judkins and then a quick hit. All right, they brought out the chow. It is fantastic. I'm going to walk you through this here at the Aviator, and then we still have some football things to discuss. But the drinks are immense. This is the ultimate bloody. Eric Metcalf, apparently a big Bloody Mary guy, and you can see the tunnel vision right here. That is legitimate, my friend. Look at that.
This is excruciating a little bit, not to just start eating right away.
Salivating. They do it all the time. The maple pecan old fashioned right here in front of me. I'm live on television, or else I would be making friends with that. And then the caramel apple martini over there. I know the ladies would probably love that thing. The food, we've got crab cake Benedict. Yeah, that's amazing.
Wow.
The snow crab legs are over here. Goodness gracious. We've got lobster mac and cheese. We've got chicken and waffles. Mm-hmm. This is all available on the brunch menu, and they have a new appetizer for the Browns fans, the Wagyu corn dog bites. Ooh. I'm a firm believer corn dog is one of the most underrated foods in America. If you're going to start pulling it off with Wagyu, I
feel like Pavlov's dog right now.
I'm ready.
All of a sudden, the food comes out, you immediately get hungry.
I'm primed to salivate.
That's how you get ready for football.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so I want to talk about Judkins here because he did sign his contract, and now he's going to sit down with the NFL. There's some vibe out there that it's either today or it's this week. Let's just kind of cut through all that. What is a realistic expectation for him in his rookie year?
Playing-wise or suspension?
Playing-wise, which I guess plays into suspension.
Right. I think once he gets in the player mode and gets past his situation, I think he'll play a lot. I think he'll be the guy.
By the end of the year, he's the guy.
By the end of the year, he'll be the guy who leads this team, kind of taking over what Nick Chubb did at this franchise.
I think by the end of the first quarter of this year, when you say first quarter, first 3 to 4 games, they'll work him in and he'll be the guy. Earlier rather than late. I would have liked to see or, hear in the news that he's already took some prevention steps for the off-the-field issues to get ahead of those things and because you don't want as Browns fans, we don't like to hear about the off-the-field stuff, especially when it's negative, but we do want to hear that you're making sure that things like that never show up again and you're becoming a better person so we can root for you with all good conscience.
My concern with him on the football field, and the off-the-field stuff is what it is. I'm not trying to skip it over or minimize it, but it's a pregame show, and we're talking about it from a football standpoint, is that it feels like if things go wrong here, he could somewhat lose his rookie year. Like, let's say he does get a small suspension, and then he's behind. He hasn't been on the field in a month, and then it's not till like week 10 or 12 that he really establishes himself, and then the year's about over. But you guys don't seem too concerned about that.
I'm not concerned about that because he plays running back. And in this offense, the running back isn't a guy who's a Christian McCaffrey type who runs the ball all the time and then splits out at the receiver to catch balls as well. So it's a running back by committee. So he'll come in to run the plays in between tackle and plays that are set up just for him. So he'll be able to get in there and play good football.
Just for him signing, again, this was a huge pickup for the Browns. And I had looked at their draft picks, and I'm like, the two-headed monster. I was trying to have them simulate what happened between Chubb and Kareem, And when we got, Juckins and, looking at our running back guy, they were able to simulate that. And I was excited for that. So if not for the off-the-field issue, I would have still been like, they have the running back, committee that can get the job done, especially for Flacco.
We only got about 2 minutes left. You mentioned Nick Chubb. He loves Cleveland. He gave, I believe it was like $5 million to help homeless shelters here in the city of Cleveland. Clearly didn't have to do that.
Wow.
Wanted to do it. Outstanding effort there by him. And then we pop up the video of him in the Texans jersey, and it always just looks so weird. How do you guys feel he's going to do down there this season?
I think he's going to do well. I mean, they have their receivers back. They have C.J. Stroud, and they have a good offense. He's still a good back. He's been injured and hasn't been fully healthy, and so now I think he gets to the situation where he can go out there, doesn't really have to be the guy because C.J. Stroud is their guy. That's who they will lean on. But when it's time for him to make plays, he's going to step up and make plays in that offense.
I'm going to just be honest. I don't care what he does in that Texans offense. I care what he did for us. He's a legend here with the Cleveland Browns. He's still active in our community. I love him in our uniform, and we'll herald those days and support him to the fullest.
We only got about a minute left. I remember last year, obviously, the comeback from the knee, but then he had the broken foot. And I think you guys were on the show with me, and you said, that's a nothing burger for a running back. It's almost a blessing because it shuts him down sooner. Is that right?
I definitely
second
said
injury.
that. Yes, I said it was a blessing to shut him down sooner so he could get healthy and prepare for this season. Thinking it was going to be in a Browns uniform, but it's not, and we hope all the best.
I still have his cereal, so I'm going to support him.
Yeah.
All right, today on 19, we've got a doubleheader, the 1 o'clock Steelers-Jets. We talked about this one quite a bit. And then we've got an NFC game as well as part of the doubleheader. The Lions and Packers square off at 4:25. The Green Bay debut of Micah Parsons. And the two, boy, you get Hutchins and Parsons. Two of the better pass rushers in the entire NFL going at it in that one. Gentlemen, it has been fantastic to have you back. Welcome back for another year.
NFL is back.
Absolutely. Go
NFL
Dogs.
Sundays are back. We've had high school back for a few weeks, college back last week. Now we settle in. I always say it, America runs better on football. We are back, baby. It has been a blast. Thank you to the Aviator for having us out. The stuff looks great. Oh, my gosh. Browns going to try to get it done today at 1 o'clock at the stadium. For Josh Cribbs and Eric Metcalf, I'm Mark Schwab. See you.